this government pushed through Bill 8, Bill Hate, especially during Pride Month. Premier Kennedy and Minister LaGrange have lied to Albertans. They've said that this bill establishes the strongest protections for LGBTQIA+ youth in the country. It is simply not true. It is not about protecting kids. It is about destroying GSAs and QSAs in our schools and erasing the rights and identities of all of you. Outing kids from safe spaces violates their most basic rights.
We're soaked. I don't know. Oh, you have a video? Okay. Like, I don't know what Hello friends, and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Thursday, and I did kind of start this vlog yesterday, so just kind of like an explanation. So yesterday I went to a rally, and essentially what is happening in Alberta, where I live right now, is that they are trying to propose a bill which will allow teachers to have to mandatorily notify when children join GSAs. So what GSAs are, they're clubs on campus called Gay Straight Alliances, and anybody can join. And before, this law was that you couldn't notify a parent if a child joined it. Not every queer kid has supportive parents, but the government is now trying to say that it is unnecessary and this will be the best way to protect kids, which obviously isn't true. And so me and my best friend Clarice, we went to the rally yesterday, and it was a very emotional time. I had to take the rest of the evening to chill because I ended up being very emotionally drained. So that's why I didn't start the vlog yesterday, but I am starting it today. So as you can see, I am makeupless because I don't have the energy to do that today. But me and Zoe from You're a Book Nerd Zoe, I'll leave her channel up here if you somehow don't know who she is. We're trying to read for 12 hours. So it's been about 4 hours. We haven't really read much as that goes, but her and I are trying to read until 12 a.m. And so it's gonna be an interesting time. So the book that I want to get done for sure today is Wicked Fox by Cat Show. So I'm currently on around page 20. That's not right. I'm currently around about page 120, I think. Really enjoying the story. This is essentially a fantasy romance where the main character, Miyang, she is a gumeho, and so she's a nine-tailed fox spirit that devours the spirits of bad men. And she meets this human named Jihoon, and they have to work together to find out a way to put her soul bead, is what it's called, back inside her body. Otherwise she turns into a monster, essentially. And it's getting really good. They're establishing more friendships right now. This book is very action-packed. Like, it starts immediately with action, which I love in books. I love getting thrown into the world and having to learn everything as I go along. I think it makes it a lot more interesting. So I'm gonna try and finish this today. I think I have around 250 pages left. So fingers crossed I'll do that. That's really the only book that I want to for sure finish. And I don't think I'm gonna finish it all tonight, but I want to. So let's hope I can do it. Okay, goodbye. Be safe.
Missing someone with all your own. Missing someone with heart. How much you miss it, and you miss it. Right from the start.
Hello friends. So it is currently, I don't even know. It's almost 10 o'clock on Friday. And so I didn't update yesterday because I just had like a really weird off day. So I was trying to, my face is really shiny and there's a train coming. Hold on. So as I was saying, I had a really weird off day yesterday, and so I didn't really vlog much of what I was reading. So Zoe from Your Book Nerd Zoe, I don't know why I can't say that. So Zoe from Your Book Nerd Zoe and I. So Zoe from Your Book Nerd Zoe. What the fuck? So Zoe and I were trying to read for an entire 12 hours to see if we could do it. She finished 2 books, which good on her, congrats. I finished 0. I made like a tiny bit of progress, but as I said, I just had a really weird off day yesterday. Like I just was not feeling on my game. So I'm now on page 200 of Wicked Fox, and I'm really liking it so far. It's a 4.5/5-star read right now. A little bit insta-lovey, but it's not something that I'm super fussed about really. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. You all should pre-order this. Except that when this vlog goes out, it'll already be published because it publishes in like 4 days. Y'all should buy this. I started a book last night. I was going to read it on Scribd, but I wanted to annotate it because this book I know is going to mean a lot to me. So I started I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. And this is the first book that I have read since coming out as non-binary that has non-binary rep. So I've already cried. I'm on page 77 and I've cried like 3 times, so that's great. Yeah, it's gonna be a wild ride. So I wanted to do another little haul because I bought a couple of things. I know that I did a haul in my last vlog, so I feel kind of guilty, but also these are all books that I'm going to be reading within the next couple of months. And by next couple of months, I mean I'm probably going to read all of these next month. So yeah, let's just do a haul. So the first one I got was actually a manga, and it is Noragame, Stray God. And who is the author? Adachikota. Yeah, it's just one name. I think that this was adapted from an anime, which you don't see often. You usually see animes adapted from mangas. But this is essentially, there is a helicopter now. What is going on? I hate living in cities sometimes. So, but anyways, this is about Yato, who is a homeless god, and he's trying to... I hate people. A lot. As I was fucking saying. So Yato is a homeless god, and he's volunteered his services of saving people and doing good deeds at a price because he's trying to raise money to buy a shrine of his own. I haven't read this yet, but the art style is really cool. So this is what the cover looks like. So it's very illustrative. This is kind of the art style. So it's more of a shonen rather than a shoujo. And so they have a little bit of, so they have smaller eyes, which I personally like as a stylistic choice. I know that a lot of people really like the style of like the shoujo mangas where they have like the really big eyes, but this personally is a style that I'm really super into. I like the illustrative style. So that's the first one that I got, and this one was pretty cheap as well. Usually mangas are anywhere from 15 to 17 Canadian per volume, and this one was only 11, so that's nice. The next book that I bought, I'm very excited about because it's another book with non-binary / genderqueer rep. I'm very excited because I do believe that the author is not cis. I think she goes by Demigirl. I think that's her identifier, but I'm not completely sure. So if you know for sure, let me know down in the comments. But it is The Brilliant Death by Amy Rose Capetta. So this is the author that co-wrote Once and Future with Corey McCarthy, and they're engaged now, both of them, so that's really cute. But this is essentially a story about this girl who is something called a strega, so she can transform into like animals and stuff like that, and she meets another strega who can change between like female and male and then animal and human forms as a strega. And basically what happens is the ruler, who is the main character's father, gets poisoned, and the ultimatum is to send over a son to the capital city. And so she has to transform into a male in order to go to this capital city and infiltrate it from within. And it's just gonna be a very interesting book. As I was reading the synopsis, I got really emotional. So I'm hoping that this one is good. If any of you have read it, let me know down in the comments. So the last book I bought, Soleil and Jade made me buy, so thank you both. But I bought Crown of Feathers by Nikki Palprato, and I'm very excited for this. I don't want to read the synopsis because I don't want to know anything about the book going in, but all I know is that it is to do with phoenixes, so very excited. It's chunky too. I'm very stoked because I'm looking for some new fantasy series to get into, even though I literally have so many fantasy series that I still need to read. It's fine. Everything's fine. So that's kind of been my day. Hopefully I will be able to get some more reading done tonight. I do work tomorrow at 10:30, so that's not ideal, but it's totally fine because I'm home by 1:30, which means that I have the rest of the day to vlog, and then I don't work again until Tuesday, so I have Sunday and Monday to just read. After I'm done these two books here, I'm not too sure what I'm going to pick up, so I might do a try a chapter tag after that. If that's something that y'all want to see, let me know. But yeah, because I know that I did a try a chapter tag a couple of months ago. I think it was in February, and I really enjoyed it, and you guys seem to enjoy it as well, so maybe I'll do that. But anyways, I'm gonna read for a little bit. I might edit a couple of vlog clips as well, so I'll probably update you a little bit later. So it's currently Monday and I have a package, so I'm gonna open it. So I think this is from Raincoast Books. Ugh. Haha! Okay. The first book in here is The Girl the Sea Gave Back by Adrienne Young. I do believe that this is a follow-up story to The Sky and the Deep, which I really liked. I read it last year and it was just kind of like a quiet story. I really enjoyed it. This cover is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's got like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got like spot gloss and embossing on it, which you don't usually get on ARCs. It's like this really nice velvety thing. This almost feels like finished copy. That's crazy. Oof. The last one is really exciting. So I got a copy of The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. So I really don't know much about this book. Madison Mary was reading it the other day and was like raving about it. So I decided to request it. I don't think it comes out until the end of July. So I have a little bit of time to read this. So I'm gonna be reading this next month. And I'm really excited because apparently it has something to do with like the hierarchy of birds in this specific world. So it says, one way or another, we always feed the crows. Yeah, really excited about this one. But that's essentially what I got in the mail. They're both blue books. I have way too many blue books, like it's crazy. So I'm going to be reading the rest of The Wicked Fox today because it does come out tomorrow. Need to get that done. I did rainbow makeup today and I don't know how I like it. I feel like it doesn't look very good, but I'm just gonna keep it on anyway because I have another video to film today. So yeah, my camera is flashing at me to stop filming, so I'm gonna do that and I'll update you later once I finish The Wicked Fox because I'm like 100 pages away from finishing it. So whoop whoop. Everybody, so it is currently Wednesday and I'm going to be wrapping up this reading vlog. I didn't read a lot this week, but I did read 2 books, so I guess that's kind of nice. So the first book that I read this week was My Brother's Husband by Gengoro Tagame. This is a queer manga set in Japan where one of our main characters, Mike, travels to visit his brother-in-law Yaichi after the passing of his husband, and it kind of views Japanese culture through a queer lens and kind of views how Yaichi is getting over his homophobia and how he's combating that. And it's basically just like, it's very humanizing, and I might possibly feel like I see a budding relationship between the two of these, but I can't say anything because I haven't read the second book. It's really expensive. It's like $36 Canadian, so I won't be getting the second volume anytime soon, but I am very excited to continue on with this series. I think that it's very important. I think that it's very fun. It's kind of like a slice of life manga, which is one of my favorites. So I'm very excited to see how this is going to progress and how the story is going to develop and change. So the second book that I read this week was one of my favorites of 2019 for sure, and I am so excited about it. So the second book is Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. So this is a paranormal fantasy romance set in modern day Seoul, South Korea, and it follows our main character who is an 18-year-old gumiho. So a gumiho is a 9 three-tailed fox demon in Korean mythology, and Mi Young is kind of like pessimistic about life. She's always moving around. Her mother is like a very powerful gumiho, and so they're always moving around to kind of try and avoid conflict. So what the gumiho do is they devour the souls of men to keep themselves alive. But Mi Young has kind of a human streak. So she's a half human, half gumiho, and so I don't think she needs to feed on the souls of men as much as her mother, and she only feeds on the souls of men who are criminals or are bad men. So she's already kind of flawed in what she's meant to do, essentially, and it's so wonderful. So the main kind of like overarching conflict in this story is that Mi Young goes to school in Seoul and she meets one of the students there called Jihoon. And so Jihoon is kind of a jokester. He's not really serious about life. He got abandoned by his mother and father when he was little, and so he now lives with his grandma and he helps her out in the restaurant that she owns. And so he's kind of got no real aspirations in life, and it's really interesting to see how his character changes through this novel. What happens is there is kind of like a conflict in the beginning of the novel, and this isn't a spoiler or anything, but Mi Young loses her fox bead. And so what the fox bead is it's a bead that holds a gumiho's power or soul, and so she ends up losing that. It comes out of her body during like an altercation, and she has to find a way to kind of insert it back into her body so that she is able to feed properly again, because if she doesn't get the soul bead back in her body, then she will turn into a monster. It's just really interesting. The relationship building in this is very, very good. At the beginning I thought that it was a little bit insta-lovey, but I do believe now there have been so many conflicts within the relationship that I think that it's warranted, and it didn't bother me at all. Like usually insta-love doesn't really bother me that much, so it wasn't really a huge issue for me. But I know that a lot of people out there, when they're reading young adult novels, they don't like a lot of insta-love. They like kind of like slow burn. So just be aware in there that there are some like overarching themes of insta-love, but it's warranted. I do believe that this novel ends at a really good note, and by that I mean it ends on a huge cliffhanger. Obviously I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. It is one of my favorite books of the year, and it's probably one of the best debut novels that I've ever read, like ever. It's very atmospheric, it's very fantastical. It's got a lot of really, really cool, solid themes about family, found family, what you need to sacrifice in order to love your family. And it also has really, really cool relationships and overarching themes of love and friendship. And it was just really, really cool because this book, every single character in this book is Korean. And I need everybody to pick up this book. Throughout this novel, you have little passages. I can do this because the book is out now. You have these passages where you can learn a little bit more about mythology pertaining to gumihos, which I think is really interesting and I really appreciated in this novel. I thought that maybe it was going to break up the pacing of this novel, but every little bit of mythology that you learn about has some significance to what happens next in the novel. And I really appreciated that too. This review is a complete mess, but I really love this book like a lot. It's probably one of my top 5 favorites. So everybody needs to read this book, Wicked Fox by Cat Cho. It's out now. You can order it on Amazon and Book Depository, Barnes & Noble, Chapters, everything. Go buy this book. If you get anything from this vlog at all, it's that you buy this book and read it because it's amazing, and I just love it so much. Before I go, I wanted to quickly share with you the books that I didn't finish but have started. So I started I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. I'm currently on page 100 of this one. Really enjoying it. It's very, very sad. So I'm reading this at a slower pace just for my own mental health. But I'm hoping to finish this by next week and include this in my June wrap up. The next book that I started was Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins, and I am buddy reading this with Soleil from the Little Readers Corner. I'll leave her channel here and down below. She is a wonderful sunshine bean and I love her so much. We're gonna read this and hopefully finish it tonight, so I'm very excited about that. This is gonna be a 5-star read. I already know it. It's super cute. It's super like snarky and the main character is hilarious. So there you have it. That's my weekend review. If you did like this vlog, then give it a thumbs up and let me know down below if you are at all interested in any of the books that I've been reading. If you're interested in particularly a in-depth review of any of them, I would be happy to do that for you. As always, all of my social media links will be down in the description box below if you'd like to follow me on my Instagram, my Twitter, or my Goodreads.